So as we see, remember the DC distributor is going to be often classified. Remember distributor fed at one end, distributor fed at both the ends, distributor fed at the center, or it may be of your ring distributors. So these are the following. Remember there will be often remember four types of DC distributors are there, right? So when it's going to often fed at one end means remember the voltage will be fed at only one end. Both the means they have often equal voltages or unequal voltages. Our distributor can be fed at the centers. Or remember second thing, remember fourth thing is going to be our ring distributors. Okay, so when fed at one end means remember, so we'll have the distributor. This is remember A and A to B is going to have the distributor, and the loads are tapped at C, D, and G, and draws the current of I see at the point of C, the tapped load current will have an I1 current, and the D point, the tapped load current is going to appear I2 current. So tapped load current will be of your I2 current, and at E point, the load which is connected is going to be tapped is having a current of I3 current. So the voltage is going to be fed to the feeder is going to be the distributor is going to appear, and the feeding point will be of an A point. Okay, so this is going to happen, but the distributor fed at one end. Distributor is going to happen fed at one end, and the loads are going to happen tapped along the length of the distributor, Okay, so here remember we are going to apply the Kirchhoff's current. Remember, if you want to calculate what is the potential at C point, because remember when a distributor is going to be fed at one point, the potential is going to be varying at each and every point. So remember, since A point is going to have the feeding point, since the A point, suppose remember the potential of this point is going to be VA, so this is going to be our feeding point. The feeding point voltage may not be same at the B point, Since the load is going to be often tapped at the length of the distributor, so the voltage is remember the drop will be there at the different section of this distributor. So due to the drop, the voltage will not be same at your B point, will not be often C at B point. So when the distributor is going to be often fed at A point, so we can able to calculate what will be the potential difference at the point C, or maybe of your D, or maybe of your E. So based on that, we can able to calculate what is the potential drop at each and every section. So what is the potential at the forest point also we can able to calculate. Okay. See here, the voltage also goes decreasing away from the feeding point. So if it remember at E point, the voltage will be of a minimum, and maximum voltage may be at your C point. Okay. If fault occurs at any point of the distributor, the whole distributor have to often disconnect from the supply. So it means it has to be often remember the continuity of the supply is going to be often interrupted. Continuity of the supply is going to appear interrupted. Okay. So if the distributor is going to be often fed at both the points, So see here at the A point also, remember the voltage is going to be often fed at B point also voltage is going to be fed. Okay. So when it's going to be often fed at both the ends, this voltage, so remember the voltage at VA, at the point of VA, at the point of B, VB. So this voltage may be same or may not be same. So it means the VA and VA is equal to often VB. It means VA is equal to often VB. So if it's going to be often equal to often VB means nothing but that is going to be called as often N, but fed at both the ends with even voltages. It means at the end point the voltage is going to be often even. It means suppose Azim is going to often putting at voltage of 200 voltage. And VB also feeding it of a 200 voltage. Okay. So if both this point of feeding point is going to have the same voltage, then remember the distributor is going to have fed at both the ends with equal voltages. Suppose in case if remember VB is not going to have 200 voltage, if it's going to be often 250 voltages, then the remember distributor is going to have fed at both the ends with unequal voltages. Then remember the point, remember D may be of your minimum point of potential, or maybe of if it's going to often same voltage, the D may be of your minimum potential, or if it's going to be of unequal voltages, the C may be of your minimum point of potential. So this we are going to calculate by applying the Kirchhoff's current law, and we are going to calculate what about the voltage at the different tapping points. Or you can calculate, if you know the current and resistance, sorry, current and the voltage, we can able to calculate what is the resistance at this section. Also, we can able to calculate. Okay. So if this is Nibud distributor at the fed center, it means Nibud at the center point, this Nibud voltage Nibud, the voltage is going to be fed. So this is going to be the Nibud at the center point, the load is Nibud, the voltage is going to be often fed at the distributor. So this is going to be a Nibud called as a distributor fed at the center. Okay. In this type of compared of the feed at one point, suppose this is going to be assume this is going to be a feed at one point. So this is going to be a okay, and the tappings are will be there at different point of your distributor. So compared to this neighbor, the distributor fed at one end, the distributor fed at this center, the voltage drop at the first point is going to appear not much larger. Okay, compared to this type of things, but compared to this type of things. So distributor fed center will not be having often much drop. Okay. So the next type is going to be a ring main distributor. So in this ring main distributor, we will have often closed loop or maybe a ring. So feeding point will be at one point, and the loads will be often tapped at the ring. So this is going to often the fed at both the points at with equal voltages. This is equal to of your when the distributor is fed at both the points. So it is equal to of your fed at both the points. Here the number that is going to be called as of your ring main DC distributors. Okay. So now we'll move to the but how to analyze the DC distributor fed at one end or both the ends or at the center or maybe as a ring type. So how to calculate the for minimum where is how to estimate the where is the minimum point potential point or how to calculate the voltage drop in the distributor. We'll see it in the today's class. Okay. So I'll stop the presentation at this point. I'll move to the blackboard. So I will take a numerical example. I will explain how to calculate the minimum point of potential. So first problem, a two-wire DC distributor cable AB is 2 kilometers long. And load of and supplies load of 100 ampere, 150 ampere, 200 ampere, and 50 ampere, situated at 500 meters, 1000 meters, 1600 meters, and 2000 meters from feeding point A, from the feeding point. From the feeding point. Yes. Each conductor has a resistance of 0.1 ohm per 1000 meter. Calculate the potential difference at each load point. Of a potential difference of 300 voltage is maintained at point A. Yeah, two-wire DC distributor cable AB. It means so we'll see that how to find out the potential difference at each and every load point. So here anyway they have not given the distributor diagram. Okay. So if they are not given the diagram from the question, we have to find but draw the distributor diagram. Then only we have to calculate the potential difference at each load point. Potential difference at each point. Okay. Here a DC, a two-wire DC distributor cable AB. So it means a cable AB. So this is going to appear B and this is going to appear A. Okay. This is going to having a length of 2 kilometers. So 2 kilometers is going to be the length of the cable. Length of the cable is going to appear 2 kilometers and supplies a load of 100 ampere. So 100 ampere load is supplying. So see here 100 ampere, 150 ampere, 200 ampere and 50 ampere situated at 500 meters. It means from the feeding point A, here from the feeding point A, right? First load, the first load 100 ampere situated at 500 meters. So it means at a distance of 500 meters from the feeding point. So this is my feeding point. So this feeding point from the feeding point at a distance of 500 meters. At a distance of 500 meters, a load of 100 ampere. A load of 100 ampere is going to be often tapped. Okay. Next, at 1000 meters from the feeding point. From this one, 1000 meters. It means from here, remember 1000 meters is going to be already 500 over. And remember at a distance of 1000 meters. At a distance of 1000 meters, next load point. So it means it has the load current of 150 ampere. Load current of 150 ampere. Okay. Next, it means so this distance is going to be 500 meters. This distance is going to appear 500 meters. Because remember, load 100 ampere load is going to 100 at a distance of 500 meters from A. It means from this number 150 ampere load is going to be often connected from the feeding point of A at a distance of 1000 meters. It is already 500 over and next is going to appear 500. See, next is going to appear 1600 meters. So it means the 200 ampere is going to often connected at 1600 ampere. So it means this is going to appear 1000 and this is going to appear 600 meters. So it means 1600 meters from the feeding point. So with a load current of 200 ampere. Okay, next 2000 meters. So it means at the B point, so it's doing at the B point the load of 50 ampere. Load of 50 ampere is going to connect it. So it means this the distance between this point to this point is going to be 400 meters. So if you add, you get up on 2000 meters, there is a limit that is going to call us after 2 kilometers. Okay. Each conductor has a resistance of 0.1 ohm per 1000 meters. Per 1000 meters, the resistance is going to appear 0.1 ohm, right? Calculate the potential difference at each load point. So what is the potential at this point? What is the potential at this point? And what is the potential at this point? And what is the potential at this point? They are also calculate. Okay. Each point of a potential difference of 300 voltage is maintained at point A. So it means the potential which is applied at point A is going to have 300 voltage. Potential applied at the point A is going to have 300 voltage. So for nothing but for my understanding, I am giving this thing that this point is going to apply C, D, and E. It means 100 amps is going to happen tap at C point, 150 ampere is going to happen tap at D point, and 200 is going to happen tap at E point, and B point 500 ampere is going to happen tap. Okay, so it means to calculate the potential difference, I have to know about my current, because they given about the what is the resistance. What is the resistance they given? Okay, what is the resistance they given for each 1000 meter? What is the resistance they have given? I can able to calculate what is the section resistance. Then if I know the section resistance and the section current across this section, then if I minus this drop from this point, then I can able to calculate what is the potential at my B point. Okay, so I have to calculate, I have to use the Kirchhoff's current law. So to calculate what is the entering current as well as the leaving current. So at the B point, this is going to appear 50 ampere. It means the current comes at this point is going to appear 50 ampere. So here is going to appear 200 ampere. It means the load C at load E point, the 200 ampere is going to happen second. So what about the current from this point? What about the current from this point? If a 250 ampere of amount of current is coming from this section, then only the number is can be divided of 200 as well as 150 ampere. So this section current is going to appear 250. So what is so if you want to have a 250 current means, so here is going to appear 150 ampere of current. Okay, so 150 plus 250, 300 plus 100 is going to appear 400. Okay, so if you having upon 400 ampere of current that comes from the section, then only you can able to divide upon 150 as well as appear 250. So what about here? If it's going to appear 500 ampere of current, then only you can able to divide upon 100 and 400. So by using a simple current division rule, I can able to calculate, I can determine what about my distributor current. I can able to calculate what is about my distributor current. If I know about the resistance and if I know calculate the resistance, I can able to calculate what is the drop at this point. Then if I minus this one, then that is going to have the potential at my C point. That will be the potential at my C point. So if you want to calculate the current in each and every section, okay, so I can use the Kirchhoff's current law. By backward method, I can able to calculate what is my section current. It means the section. If you take I of EB, the current in the section EB, it will be equal to 50 ampere. It will be equal to 50 ampere. Okay. If I want to know about what is the current in DE, so current in DE, I have used the law of what I have used. Why? Because so here is going to be, but if it's going to be of nothing but 200 plus 50, that is going to be 250. That will be equal to 250. So it means the DE current will be equal to nothing but 50 plus 200. So it means 250 ampere of current, which will be flowing in the section of DE. So similarly, if you take what is the current in CD section is going to be nothing but 250 plus 150. So 250 plus 150, that is equal to 400 ampere of current in the section CD. Okay. What about the current in section AC? That is nothing but 400 plus 100. So 400 plus 100, so that is equal to of your 500 ampere of current. So it means the section AC current is going to have 500 ampere of current. So you know the section current. If you know about the section resistance, then you can able to calculate what is the drop. If you are able to calculate the drop, then you can able to determine what is the drop for C, D, E, and B. You can able to calculate. You can able to calculate. So next thing is, I am going to calculate what is the resistance. So which resistance I am going to calculate means the resistance of section AC. So what is the resistance of my section AC? So that is what I can call the subsequent resistance of AC. So what is the resistance of section AC? What is the value? What is the value of my section resistance? Anyone? See here, in the question itself, they are given each conductor has a resistance of 0.1 ohm. So what about your distributor? Whether it's going to have a single wire distributor or two wire distributor? It is a two wire DC distributor. It is a two wire DC distributor. It means one is going to have a positive, another one is going to have a negative. It means your return path. So automatically your resistance, it means the resistance of the distributor. It means first you have to calculate what is the resistance of the distributor. What is the resistance of your distributor? It means the resistance of the distributor is equal to nothing but 2 into, because 2 into 0.1, nothing but going to nothing but point, how much? Section of how much is value? Sorry, this is nothing but 0.01. Because it's a 0.01. Okay, the 0.01. It means that number that is equal to 0.02 ohm. 0.02 ohm per 1000 meter. Per 1000 meter. So now I have to calculate what is the resistance of my section AC. What is the section of my resistance of my AC? But AC section is good. What is the distance of my AC section? Only 500 meter. Only 500 meter. It means my AC resistance, but section AC, the resistance of the section AC will be equal to nothing but 0.02 ohm per 1000 meter. Appa padina 1000 meter ke 0.02 na. What about my 500 meters? What about my 500 meters? What is the resistance? It means 500 by 1000. 500 by 1000 into 0.02. So that is the value of my resistance. That will be of my value of my resistance. So it means so this will be equal to 0.02 into 500 by 1000 by 1000. So what will be the value? What will be the value? 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 means this value is equal to 0.01 ohm. So it means my section resistance will be equal to AC section resistance will be equal to 0.01. Similarly, I can calculate what about my resistance of section CD. So it means section resistance CD. It means R CD will be equal to what is the total distance? It is going to appear 500 meters. It means for 1000 meters is going to appear 0.02. For 1000 meters this value is going to appear 0.02. So it means 0.02 for 1000 meters. It means for 500 meters. So what about your value? So there again this also is equal to 0.01 ohm. Again this also is going to appear 0.01 1. So next, resistance of my DE. Resistance of my DE. Resistance of section DE. It means RDE is equal to often, what is the distance? Cable length, 600 meters. So it means 0.02 into 600 by 1000. So it means 3 by 2. So 3 by 2 means how much you are getting? 0.02, sorry, 0.012. 0.012 ohm. So that will be of the resistance of my section D. Similarly, I can calculate what about R. So what about my, I can calculate what about the resistance of section EB. So section resistance EB is equal to 0.02 into length distributed is gain case at 400 meters. So it means 400 by 1000. So how much you will get? How much you will get?
0.4.
0.4. Check பண்ணி பாருங்க. 8. So 0.0808 வருமா? 0.008 வருமா? 4 to the 8. So by 1000 is going to appear. It get cancelled. So 10 means you will get up 0.08. 4 to the 8. 8 divided by 10 means again 0 is going to happen added. Correct? Correct, Abba?
Yes, sir.
Correct? Yeah. So now you have calculated. It's a simple problem only. Distributor, what about the minimum, how to find out the minimum potential or how to calculate the potential at the different tapping points. It's very simple. If you know your number, Ohm's law and Kirchhoff's current law, you can able to calculate the potential difference as well as of your minimum potential point in your distributor. Okay. So I have the number by applying the Kirchhoff's current law, I have calculated what is the current in each and every section I have calculated. So this is a current in this section. So now I know what is the resistance in this section. So what is the resistance in this section? I know what is the current in this section. So using that I can able to calculate what is the potential at the C point, what is the potential at D point, E point and B point. So that is the question. So what is the potential at the load point C, D, E and B? Okay, it means I have to calculate what is the potential BC, BD, BE and BB. So this I have to calculate for the distributor fed at one end. For the distributor fed at one end. Okay, so just I will erase this one. I will keep the diagram. I will erase the resistance calculation value. I think you know how what is the value we have calculated resistance value. Okay. So RAC, RCD, RDE, REB. So we have calculated the resistance. So this resistance value 0.01 ohm, 0.01 ohm, 0.012 ohm and 0.008 ohm. So this we have calculated for the section resistance. Each and every section, what is the resistance? So now we are going to calculate what is the potential difference? P is going to have potential difference. What is the potential difference at load point C? At load point C. So it means at C point, what is the potential difference? It means we are going to calculate what is the potential at C point. It means VC we have to calculate. We have to calculate what is the VC. So the potential at the A point is going to be 300 volts. Okay, so I'm having the resistance and the current in the section limit, the section AC going to be 500 ampere. So due to this resistance of this cable and the current, there will be a drop in this section. So if I minus the drop, so then that is the potential at my C point. It means the potential at the load point C is equal to nothing but voltage at A point, voltage at A. What is the voltage at the A minus the drop minus the voltage drop in the section. Which section? Voltage drop in the section AC. The AC section level drop out media voltage at 3 point. Okay. So what is your potential at your A point? The potential at your A point is going to affect 300 voltage. The potential of your voltage at A point is going to affect 300 voltage minus voltage drop in the section AC. So what is the drop in the section of AC? So I know the current, I know my resistance value, I know my current and I know my resistance value. So if I know the current and resistance value, I can able to calculate what is the drop section is going to affect IAC. So it means IAC into RAC. So that is a drop in the section AC. So it means that limit is equal to here 300 volts minus current. What is the current? 500 ampere. So minus 500 into resistance value. What is the resistance value? Into 0.1. 0.01 into 0.01. So what about your drop? What about your VC value? So 300 minus 500 into 0.01. So what will be the value? What is the value? Around answer
295. 495.
495. If applied voltage is 300.
300 sir. 500 मायरन sir.
300 pa. Applied voltage is 300.
295. 295.
300 minus 500 into 2?
0.01 sir.
Yeah, 295. 295 volts. It means the potential at this point is going to appear 295. Next, what I have to calculate? What is the potential at B point? So it means now I have to calculate potential at load point. Potential at load point D. So what is the potential at my load point D? VC minus drop in the section of CD. So it means the voltage at C minus drop in the section. Drop in section of voltage drop in the section of CD. Voltage drop in the section CD. So it means I have calculated in the previous thing, I have calculated what is the potential of VC. It means 295 is the voltage at my C point. Minus, okay, drop in the section. In the section, drop and the rest is going to affect 0.0. It means minus 400 into 0.01. So what is the voltage?
291, sir.
291. So it's a 291 voltage. Okay. Next, I have to calculate the E point. So what is the potential at load point E? So nothing but that is equal to nothing but VD is the potential at this point. So that potential minus the drop, that will be the potential at my E point. So it means or potential at D minus drop in the section of DE. DE. So it means 291 minus I of DE into R of DE. So it means 291 minus I of DE. Current in the section IDE is going to be up to 250 ampere. It means minus 250 into resistance in the section DE. Remember 0.012. It means 0.012. So what about your voltage? Potential at your D point, E point.
40.9, sir.
கரெக்டா சொல்லுமா? அவ்வளோ டிராப் ஆகாதுமா? 291 minus 250 into 0.012.
287, sir.
287 point. I think it's around 288. 288 voltage. You will get 288 voltage. Okay. So next, you have to calculate what is the potential at your B point. So potential at your B point, it means VB. VB equal to often VE minus drop in the section of EB. Drop in the section of EB. So VE voltage is going to have nothing but this is a VE voltage 288. So 288 minus current in this section is minus 50 ampere into resistance 0.008 into 0.008. What is the value?
$287.76.
Okay. 76 voltage. So for better understanding, just I will erase this at this point. What is the difference on those things? I will erase it out. Okay. So that is the easy part. C, D, E. Okay. So at this feeding point, the potential is going to appear 300 voltage. At this feeding point, the potential is going to appear 300 voltage. At C point, the potential is going to appear 295. So potential at this point is going to appear 295 voltage. Okay. At D point, the potential is going to appear 291 volt. At E point, it is going to appear 288 volt. At B point, it's going to happen 287.76. Okay, see here. So at the feeding, this is a feeding point. So this is my feeding point. I'm feeding at one end. Feeding at one end. In the DC distributor, I'm feeding the potential at one end, and this is the distributor. This is the distributor, and the loads are tapped at the different point of location. Loads are tapped at a different distance. Okay. So see here, as the distributor section is going to have length increases, right? The drop due to the load, the drop is going to at 5 volts is happened. Okay. So from this feeding point at the D point, the drop is going to appear 9 volts. Drop is going to appear 9 volts, and again is going to appear 12 volts, and here is going to appear 13 volts. The load which is connected far away from the feeding point, the load which is going to be often connected far away at the feeding point will have often lower voltages. You have a lower voltages. So it means the potential will not be of uniform in the distributor. So it depends upon the load at the distributor. The drop in voltage is going to happen. So due to the drop in voltages, there will be often voltage fluctuation. See here. So there is often voltage fluctuation. Voltage fluctuation. So this fluctuation should not be there. So we have to maintain the voltages often constant voltage. Okay. You have to maintain the voltages often constant voltage in the distributor. So for the purpose only, we are going for often distributor fed at both the ends with the same potential or different potential, or maybe a pair at the center point. Any doubt? Any doubt in this one?
No, sir.
We move to the next problem. Yeah. Okay. Second problem. Yeah, two wire DC distributor AB is 300-meter long. It is feed at point A. The various loads and their positions are given below. At point distance from A, in meters. Concentrated load in amperes. C 40 meters, 30 ampere. D 100, 40. E 150, 100. F 250, 50. Give the maximum maximum permissible, if the maximum permissible voltage drop not to exceed not to exceed 10 volt. Find cross-sectional area of the distributor. Take rho, specific resistivity 1.78 into 10 power minus 8 ohm meter. A two-wire DC distributor AB is a 300 meter long. It is spread at point A. The various load and their positions are given below. It means where the loads are tapped. It means at C point, D point, E point, F point, the loads are tapped, right? At the distance from 40, 100, 150, 250 from A point. It means at the feeding point. Okay. The load current are 30, 40, 100 and 50 ampere. The cross-sectional area of the distributor. It means we have this distributor conductor. The conductor cross-sectional area they have to calculate. They have to calculate what is the cross-sectional area of the conductor. So only one thing remember they given the resistivity. Because R will be equal to rho into L by A. R is equal to, remember, we know that, remember, the resistance of the material R will be equal to rho into L by A. So here they given the rho, specific resistivity they have given. But length of the distributor, it means 300 meters they given. They asked to calculate the cross-sectional area. They asked to calculate what is the cross-sectional area. But we don't know the resistance of the distributor. We don't know the resistance of the distributor. But for calculation of the resistance of the distributor, they given the hint, remember, the maximum permissible voltage drop not to exceed 10 voltage. It means from the feeding point A at the point of F, the maximum drop in the voltage here is going to be of 10 volt. It means that 10 volt is the maximum drop in the voltage at the end of the distributor. At the end point of the distributor, the maximum drop in voltage is going to be of 10 volts. So with the help of that only we can able to calculate what is the resistance of the distributor. If we are able to calculate the resistance of the distributor, the area of your distributor, cross-sectional area of your distributor. It means we can able to find out the cross-sectional area of the distributor. Okay. So for finding out, we will draw the distributor faded one-end diagram. So this is going to have a faded distributor which is having a length of 300 meters. So total length is going to be 300 meters. So feeding limit, this distributor is going to be of AB. So this point is going to be of an A and this point is going to be of B point. Okay. Feeding at the point is going to be of an A point. So this is going to be of a feed voltage. feed point is going to appear A. Okay. Feeding point is going to appear A point. Okay. So C, D, E, and F. C, D, E, F. So this is going to C, D, E, F point. Okay. C is having a tap load of 30 ampere. So this is going to appear 30 ampere, and this is going to appear 40 ampere, and this is 100 ampere, and this is 50 ampere. Okay. See here, distance from A in meters. It means from A, C load is at a distance of 40 meters. So this is at a distance of 40 meters. So this is going to have my 40-meter distance. Okay. From D point, it is going to appear 100 meters. This is going to appear 100 meters. So it means from here, this is located at a distance of 100 meters. So already here in the what is the distance between C and D? 40 is gone. It means 60 meters. So 60 plus 40 is 100 from A point. These are there. These from A is going to appear 100 meters. Okay. Next, 150 meters. So it means, so this is going to appear 50-meter distance. Okay. What about your F? 100, 40, 60, 50. It's a 150. But F is located at a distance of 250 from A. So 150 has gone. It means 100 meters. If you add, it's 100 meters. If you add 150, okay, 210, 250. It means F is at 250 points. So the left out distance is going to appear 50 meters. So this is going to appear 50 meters. That is going to appear 50 meters. Okay. So now I have to calculate what is the section current. So what is the current flowing here, 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 and here. So if I know the section current, then I can able to calculate. I can write it as of but based on the section current, I can write what about my resistance. Here, I don't know what is the resistance value of this cable. So I can say, or I have taken as of my R is going to have the resistance, total resistance for the 300 meter distance. For 300 meter of distance, I am taking R is going to have the resistance value. I am taking of an R is the resistance value. Okay, R is the of my resistance value. Okay, it means what is mean by for every 100 meter, for every 100 meter, for every 100 meter of length, the distributor having of an resistance of R resistance. Resistance of R resistance value. Okay, if I know the section current, then I limit with the assumed value of R value, then I can know about what is the total drop. Okay, so what will be the section current here? So here remember the current is 50 ampere. It means the current flowing at this here at this going to appear 50 ampere. So here 100. It means here is going to appear 150 ampere. At this point, there will be appear 150 ampere. So here 40 ampere means here is going to appear 190 ampere. There will be appear 190 ampere. So at this point, so 90 plus 30, 190 plus 30 is going to appear 220 ampere. Okay, it means current in the section AC is equal to often 220 ampere. CD current is going to be often 190. I can write it. I will erase this one. So this is a feeding point. So current in the section current in the section AC. Current in the section AC. So AC section, like, what is the current value? 220 ampere. 220 ampere. Similarly, current in the section CD. CD, so that will be equal to 190 ampere. Okay. So how I wrote this current value is nothing but from the last feeding point. From the last feeding point. I have taken from the last feeding point. So from the last feeding point, this is going to be the last feeding point, which is taking a current of 50 ampere. The load current is going to be 50 ampere. It means this is a node point. Okay, from this node point, if the 50 ampere of current is going to come, then only anybody can able, the load can able to take a current of 50 ampere. So it means at this node point, already we having a load of 100 ampere. It means the current which is entering at this node point should be of an addition of the current of 100 plus 50. So that is equal to 150 ampere. So if 150 ampere enters at this node point of E point, then only load E can take this of 100 ampere and F can take up 50 ampere. So that's why here I have, based on the entering and leaving current concept, I have wrote what is the section current. I have wrote what is the section current. So ICD is equal to 120 ampere. Then DE equal to 150 ampere. Next EF. EF equal to 50 ampere. So this is my section current. But for calculation, I have to know about my resistance value. Here I am assuming that for 100 meter length, the resistance value is equal to R. The resistance value I have taken as R. It means suppose the resistance for 100 meter length, the distributor is R ohms. Then I can able to calculate what is the resistance for each and every section. I can able to calculate what is the resistance for each and every section. It means 100 meters to R now. What about my 40 meters? So 40 by 100 into R. So it is 0.4. Will be equal to of my 0.4. So here is going to be 0.4. So based on that, I can able to write what will be in there. So I can, from that, I can able to calculate what is the total voltage drop in the distributor. So now I'm going to calculate what will be the total voltage drop in the distributor. In the distributor AB. So that is equal to nothing but current in that section into a resistance. Current in the section into that resistance. So it means I of AC into RAC plus this. What is the total drop? I'm calculating what is the total drop in the section of AB. Okay, it means current in the section of into RAC. This is going to be the drop in the section. Similarly, current in CD into RCD plus current in DE into RDE plus current in EF into REF. That is going to be the resistance of the section or EF. Okay. So what is the current? What is the current? AC, that is going to be 220 ampere. 220 ampere. What is the resistance of the section? For every 100 meter is going to be an R. So 40 for 40 meter, what is the resistance? R into 40 by 100. It means 0.4. It is 0.4 plus. Okay. So this is the voltage drop in the section AC. Okay. Plus ICD 190 into 60 meters. So for 60 meters, there is going to be 0.6. So 0.6 R. So this is a drop in the section CD. Drop in the section CD plus DE 150 into 50 meters. It means 0.5 plus 50. 50 into 100 meter. So 100 by 100, 0.1. 100 by 100 is 1. So 1 into R. So it's going to appear R. So if you multiply and add, tell me what is the value. Simplify this one. What is the value? Two 20 into 0.4, you'll get in terms of R. 190 into 0.6 in terms of R. If you add, what is the value you're getting? Ashwin, Rupan, Venkatesan, Sumant Reddy, Abhirami, Jivita. Are you there or not?
Sir, 319, sir.
Check பண்ணுப்பா 390 now.
319, no, sir.
327 you will get. You will get 327 R. 327 R into R. Okay, it means the total voltage will be of limit. If you know the resistance value, you can able to calculate the total drop. Okay, so here the limit, in the question itself they given the hint, the maximum permissible drop, in the distributor. So they given the maximum permissible drop in the distributor is equal to often 10 volts. So it means the maximum drop in this limit, the distributor, total drop in the distributor is equal to often 10 volts. So it means, so this value is equal to often limit, the total drop, this total drop should be equal to often 10 volts. It means this should be equal to often 10 volts. Okay, this should be equal to often 10 volts. So from based on that hint, it means the question they given as the maximum permissible drop in the distributor is 10 volts. Okay, so this drop cannot exceed of a maximum value of 10 volts. So based on that, I can get the total drop, I can write it of 10 volts. Okay, so it means the limit 10 volts is equal to often 275 into R. It means R will be equal to often another 10 by 327. What is the value? What is the value?
Zero 0.030, sir.
Zero 0.0305
8, sir.
58 ohms. So this is the resistance of the distributor. But what is our distributor? Here, it's a 2-wire. The distributor is going to appear 2-wire. It is for anybody. If you want to find out from cross-section area, single wire is needed. Then only in that wire, what will be the cross-section area we can able to calculate. So for that, if I divided by 2, if I put divided by 2, that is a single wire resistance. That is a single wire resistance value. That will be a single wire resistance value. So now I can able to calculate Now I can able to calculate what is the cross-sectional area. Remember the cross-sectional area. Remember R will be equal to of an rho into L by A. It means A will be equal to of an rho into L by R. So I think rho, what is the value they given? 1.78. I think the rho they given 1.78 into 10 power minus 8 ohm. Length 300 meter. Resistance 0.03058. But this is but for complete DC distributor. For single wire, you have to divide by 2. You have to divide by 2. Come on, get me the answer.
Sir, 0.01529, sir.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. So this R for what we have taken? For 100 meter length of the distributor, the resistance is going to be of an R. So it means this will become of 100 meter. Sorry. Yes, we have assumed the R value. We have assumed the R value. For 100 meter, the resistance is going to be of an R. So it means your cost scenario is going to calculate for 100 meter. Sorry. Now get the answer.
$1.529, sir.
1.529. Actually, you will get 116.4 into 10 power minus 6. I think you will get 10 power minus 6 meter square. You will get meter square. So it means so this is equal to of nothing but 1.16 centimeter square. That is your cross sectional area. Take your answers. If where you have made a mistake. I think Ashwin has posted 0.1529. Is there getting the answer or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that is in meter square. If a centimeter is going to happen into 100, remember that will be the limit. That is again I'm changing the decimal point. So you will get 1.16 centimeter square in the cross section area of your cable. It means the distributor cable. There is a cross section area. So question nothing but they ask to calculate see here. So it may be of a different thing. So they will give the distributor. From the distributor they ask to calculate what is the potential at each and every load point. Okay, or they ask to determine what is the minimum potential point for the distributor, or if they ask to calculate what is the resistance of the distributor or cross-sectional area of the distributor. So fundamentally, if you know what is your Ohm's law and Kirchhoff's current law, then you can able to calculate the entire parameter of your DC distributor. So you have to remember your potential limit, Ohm's law and Kirchhoff's current law. That is sufficient to calculate solve this problem, the DC distributor problem, whatever it may be. So here I given only for fed at one end. So if it's going to be fed at both the ends, the same way you can able to apply. So now we'll move on to the next problem. Any doubt in this one? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. a two-wire DC distributor, a DC street main AB 600 meter long is spread from both the ends. Both the ends at 220 volts. It means even voltage. Loads of 20 ampere, 40 ampere, 50 ampere, and 30 ampere are tapped at distance of 100 meter, 250 meter, 400 meter, and 500 meter from the end A. From the end A, respectively. If the area of cross section of distributor conductor is 1 centimeter square. Find the minimum consumer voltage. Minimum consumer voltage. Take rho equal to 1.7 into 10 power minus 6 ohm centimeter. The two-wire DC street main AB. So here the length is going to appear AB. Okay, it's a 600 meter long. It means the total distance is going to appear 600 meter long. It's going to appear, total distance is going to appear 600 meter long. Okay. Is fed from both the ends. Both the ends is going to have full fed. So here also they are feeding the voltage, and at this point also they are feeding the voltages with the voltage of 220 volts. Here is going to appear 220 voltage. It means distributed fed at both the ends with even voltages. With even voltages. Okay. The loads of 20 ampere, loads of 20 ampere, 40 ampere, 50 ampere, 30 ampere are tapped at a distance or tapped at a distance. See here, at the end of A, from end A, they are tapped. So I am giving the neighbor A, B, C, D, E, and F. It means the tapping point C, D, E, and F are tapped at a distance of 100 meters from A. It means this distance is going to be of here 100 meters. Okay. Next, 250 meters from A. From here, the D is going to be of here 250 meters. Already 100 over. It means this is going to be of here 150 meters. So this is going to be of here 150 meters. Next, 400 meters. Next is going to be of here 400 meters. So 150 plus 100, 250 over. So how much is going to be left over? So 150. It means 400 meters. If you add 150 plus 150, 300 plus 100, 400. Total distance is going to be here 400 from A. E point is going to be here 400 from A. That means from the D, it is located at a distance of 150 meters. F is going to be here 500 meters from A. 500 meters from A. It means 400 over, and this is going to be 100 meters. So what about this section? This is going to further both the ends. What is your length? 100, 150, 150, 400. Okay, 500. So remaining is going to be 100 meters. So this length of the distributor is going to be 100 meters. This length of the meter is going to be 100 meters. Got it? So now they ask to calculate which potential is going to be of your minimum potential. Which potential is going to be of your minimum potential. So how you are going to calculate which potential is going to be of your minimum potential? How you are going to calculate? Come on. ரெண்டு பக்கமும் supply பண்றோம். We are supplying the voltage at both the ends. We are supplying from the both the ends. Then how you are going to take it? So if you know the current in each and every section, then only we can able to calculate what about your potential at C, D, E, and F. So for that, I am assuming that since they are given the distance from the A, I am taking that IA is the current, speed at A point. IA is the current speed at the A point. It means the current flowing through the section. The current flowing through this section from A, this is going to be of my IA current. So this is my IA current. Okay, so this is the IA current which is flowing from this speed A point. At this tapping, 20 ampere is going to be of a tap. So it means the current at this section is going to be of nothing but IA minus 20 ampere. IA minus 20 ampere is going to be of the current which is going to be of leave from the C node. Okay, what about your D? D again is going to be of tapped of 40 ampere. So what about the current leave from the D? So here is going to be of nothing but IA minus 60 ampere. IA minus 60. Why? Because already 20 has dropped at this point and 40 has dropped at my D point. So the current leave the node D is going to be of an IA minus 60. Okay. So when the current leaves at my E point, this is going to be of 50. What about your 50 means? 60 plus 50, what about?
110.
110. So it means IA minus 110 ampere. IA minus 110 ampere is going to be often leave from the E point. So what about your EF? 30 ampere again is going to be often drop. So it means the current leave from here is going to be often IA minus 140 ampere. IA minus 140 ampere. Okay. So I have assumed the current value. Suppose if you take this point means you can also take this point. Whichever is going to be even voltage, you can take it out. That's not a problem. Okay, you assume IB is the current limit then you can calculate. So now calculate the section resistance, then calculate what is the IA current value, then calculate what is the current value. If the current cannot be of negative current, positive current. So if you get the current is going to be of negative current after calculating IA value, if you getting the negative current means it shows that from the B point current is going to be often supplied to that load. So then based on that, find out which is the minimum potential point. Okay, try this one. We'll discuss in the next session. Try this one. We'll discuss in the next session. Now you got the idea, no? First thing you have to try to find out your IA current. If you are able to find out the IA current, then you can able to calculate what is the minimum potential point. So further again you have to use the Kirchhoff's voltage law. So what will be the voltage? You know what is the voltage at B point? Okay. So that will be equal to voltage at A point minus the drop in the length of AB. You can able to get what will be of your voltage. What is the drop in your length of your AB? You can able to calculate. So use the basic concept, find it out. Okay. So any doubt up to this one? Okay. We'll see it in the next session.